Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I'm super excited to get with you guys. Welcome to the Sports Lounge Media, where we break down the biggest NFL stories with faith, fire, and football. I am your host, along with our boy Kendall in the house today as a guest. And we also, you guys know these other guys, Mark and Sarai. Super excited to be with them today. We're going to be breaking down some stuff. We're going to be diving into the NFL Championship weekend, where the Patriots edged the Broncos 10-7 in a snowy AFC thriller, and the Seahawks outlast the Rams 31-27 in a high-scoring NFC battle, setting up the Super Bowl LX between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks on February the 8th. This episode is going to cover the coaching that reshaped the league with 10 vacancies, the best hires like John Harbaugh to the Giants, worst moves that raises eyebrows, and what's next for the opening jobs. Grab your playbooks. We are blending motivation with matchup madness for the next hour, and check us out right now.
The Sports Lounge Media Show is brought to you by Cali Built Graphics. Welcome.
What's going on, everybody? Again, welcome to the Sports Lounge Media. When it's Wednesday, it's Hump Day, and when it's Hump Day, it's the Sports Lounge Media. I'm excited to jump on here because we do have a Patriots fan down there, as you can see. Our boy Kendall, you can follow him on Kim Pat Talks. He talks everything that has to do with Patriots. I'm sure he's gonna have probably maybe a watch party. If not a watch party, he'll be definitely cheering on his team. We're going to be diving into that, and along with a lot of other stuff that has to do with coaching, new hires, things like that, on the show. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing?
Good, man. Good, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Doing amazing now that we are defrosted out here in Texas.
I'm gonna say it's Wednesday, so that's always a good day for me.
Awesome. Well, let's get into it. Let's start with the first game. Let's jump into our first game from last week. Yeah, it was our guy, Kendall's game. The Patriots visit the Denver Broncos in a 10-7 win. What does our guys think the Patriots performed? How do you think the Denver Broncos was that call with some of the calls that Sean Payne made cost him the game? What are your guys' thoughts on that game?
The doink. That's the thing. That's what cost him the game. The doink. No, for me on that game, I thought the play calling was not his best. We know Sean Payton likes to take a lot of risk. He did that when he was coaching New Orleans against Indianapolis in that Super Bowl and starting the second half with an onside kick. I mean, so he definitely is unique in that aspect, which I can respect that because he's trying to play the game differently, and a lot of people don't know what to expect. So I kind of agree with it. You saw Stidham in the first half come out pretty strong, and I was actually more impressed with what Stidham had did in that first half than what a lot of people might have given him credit for. So for me, what happened is that game came down to the snow. And when you got a guy who hasn't played in 3 years and playing in those type of conditions, I'm like, you're not going to get much. And plus that doink, they needed the NFL needed to do a little better job. That crew of trying to get those lines cleared. But I will say this as a former kicking coach, whenever you're playing in weather like that, the first thing you're taught as your center is your holder is you get that spot cleared, and so this way the kicker can get his pathway cleared. So, and to me, I just felt Denver's Holder did not do his portion by making sure that that pathway was cleared to help out with that, and that's was one of the reasons you saw a little bit of a botch. But you also saw that that defensive player who I can't remember who it was right now, but
Leonard Taylor.
yes, who had just got signed from the practice squad the day before. So that to me was pretty impressive in itself. But when you're playing in the snow with the wind and everything that the way it was, you have to make sure the ball is low, and that's something where it's just a little too low. So I give props to Leonard Taylor what he did, um, but definitely a well fought game. I will say this: I enjoyed the crap out of that snowball.
Yeah. Me too. That was a pretty good one, man. I like what Mark said there. I think Stidham came out. I think it was like the second. Didn't do much the first drive. Second drive, hit the deep pass over on Chris Gonzalez. Then he had a play action fade through the touchdown. I think it might have been. I think it was Cortland Sutton that caught the touchdown. But
Mhm.
other than that, he didn't really do much. Some of it was the weather, but most of it was the good Patriots defense has really been turned on in the postseason against the Chargers, against the Texans, and now against the Broncos. Who Broncos had a top 3 offensive line unit. Milton Williams, Mike, you're familiar with him. Barmore, Chase on the whole defensive line for the Patriots started playing great. They've been playing great all postseason. They started getting after Stidham, and Stidham, his like he didn't look good after that one drive. They had that one good drive, and that was it. Sean Payton did kind of cost him the game. I think I'll say if Bo Nix play, I still think we win the game because I think we would play it different. We would have played probably Bo Nix different than what we played Stidham. And secondly, I think if we might be having a different conversation if they would have went for that field goal whenever they went for the 4th-1, because the Patriots really couldn't score. Drake made worst game of the year, 10 for 21, 80 something yards. Had the rushing touchdown, and he only got that he only got that rushing touchdown because of the fact that we turned the ball, Stidham turned the ball over with the fumble. With the sack, it would have been tough anyway. They should have let that play go. But Drake May was not good. Now they're saying he's dealing with some type of shoulder issue, which he's good to go, but or something like that. But the weather played a big factor in May's performance because he wasn't good. He really hasn't been good in the postseason outside the Texans game against the number 1 ranked. I thought he was okay. He had a lot of fumbles there, but throwing 3 touchdowns against that good defense, that says a lot right there. And I think it's the Broncos. I mean, I did my rating on my show the other night. I gave him a D. He was not good. He wasn't good. I mean, anybody know I try to keep as honest as I can. He was not good against the Broncos. He was good at running the ball, but other than that, he did. I mean, he made a couple other throws to Mac Hollins, but other than that, he didn't do much in the game. But we won that game, I feel, in spite of Drake. Man, I think the defense was phenomenal. We got run game going, and Drake May did just enough to win the game. And sometimes you got to win them ugly. I mean, that's what it takes. You got to win them sometimes. They did get the win, and I think the weather, the predicaments the weather had a lot to do with how that game played out. Because I'm thinking the second half, they just said, listen, just don't turn the ball over. We're going to run the ball. We're going to hand off to Mondre. Stidham can't do nothing. We already in his head. He ain't going to do much with it. Just don't turn the ball over, give him short fields, and make sure you do good on special teams. We'll win the game. And that's how it was, 10-7. And you saw they called the game in the second half. It kind of like they called the game like they didn't want May to turn the ball over or try to do too much. That's just for me watching. That's how I felt. But I think it was May's worst game so far this season, probably of his career, his young 2-year career. We definitely gonna need much going in the Super Bowl against Seattle. We got plenty of time to talk about that next week. But I thought the weather played a big factor in that game and how it was. And Mark, you said I love that game. I like those close games like that. It was good. But let you know one little screw up and boom, something like that can happen. But Stidham was terrible. I mean, he had that one drive, but outside that, he was bad. But I mean, he hadn't played in a couple of years. He's back at quarterback for a reason. But I did expect May to play a little better than what he did. But I was shocked. I was kind of shocked. First time in Denver, the altitude, and then just the weather and all that. And he was bad. But I thought all in all, I think Sean Payton tried to get too cute. I mean, you're going up against the Patriots offense won't doing much, and you got a backup quarterback. Take the points. It's 10-10. Make the Patriots score. We really couldn't move the ball. So, I mean, just make them score. And we might be having a different conversation if you get those points right there. But all in all, I mean, we got the W and we're on to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think to piggyback off of Ken, I was just about to talk about Drake May, right, and his performance. So 86 passing yards, ran for 65. I know there was a big, I know that the weather was very I mean, it affected the whole entire game, right? So I think I do agree with you on that. Stidham as well, like you had mentioned. He also just had that one long drive, and then he had those turnovers, right? The other guy I wanted to kind of highlight was Christian Gonzalez. Like he had that game sealing interception, and I think that really is what helped you guys take that dub. But those were just kind of a couple of things that I noticed in that game. I know the weather was crazy
Yeah.
for sure, and it just got worse.
Yeah.
And so I know that everybody was just kind of clashing there throughout that game.
For me, look, I understand. Like, obviously, we seen the game last year when the Eagles played against the Rams, right? And that was a snowball as well. I mean, these guys are professionals, man. We're talking about individuals that go out there and this is what they do. This is their job, um, and you expect them to play at a high level no matter what the temperatures are or what's going on. The other part of that is that yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I really feel like with the Broncos defense not underperforming in that game. Well, I guess they didn't really underperform because they kept them 10 points. I mean, um, but like they're saying, Stedham. I mean, he didn't play like for 3 years. He did have 100 and I think 33 yards, one touchdown, one interception. He was sacked 3 times in that game. May was sacked 5 times in the game. Again, like you were saying, he had 86 yards, probably his worst game. The thing that troubled me though is again the professionals and your game plan is during these times is run the football. I was expecting actually the Patriots to run the football really well. I was expecting Stevenson and Henderson to go off a little bit, but they were. I mean, Stevenson got the ball 25 times for 71 yards. And then Drake May had it 10 times for 65 yards and a touchdown. And then you had Henderson only had it 3 times for 5 yards. And then on the opposite side, RJ Harvey 13 times for 37 yards. I mean, it's kind of troublesome. But when we're talking about one play, right? When we're talking about those types of things, you got to score these touchdowns, man. You got to take the points. I'm with Kendall on that. You got to take the points. You got to take it where, however, you can get them, you get them. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know that these opportunities is for you to advance to the Super Bowl. It's not a regular season game. You don't treat it as such. You treat it as a high profile game that you're trying to win and go to the next level. And I think that Sean Payne just didn't do a really good job on having these guys, be prepared and really execute the way that they needed to execute on the field. They could have did a lot. They could have did a lot more in this game. I seen so many different opportunities that this game should have been out of hand, and it wasn't. Although I was going for the Patriots, I was thinking the Broncos were going to win the game, but I'm happy that the Broncos did end up fumbling the bag and the Patriots move on. Um, but yeah, this was an interesting game for me. I don't enjoy. You guys enjoy those type of those really battled games, defensive games. I don't. I'm the other guy. I love when when a team is down by 14 and the team catches up, and then there's a lot of drama and stuff like that. That's me. I like high scoring games, but in a way where a team is not getting blown out, but they're scoring and they're battling back and forth. Defense obviously is involved, but this game right here, the snow played a little bit of a factor in it, but there was opportunities there. It's not to say that there wasn't opportunities for both teams to really do something and score more points. There was obviously opportunities, you guys just said, Stidham fumbling the ball and giving it basically to the Patriots. That's an opportunity lost. You know what I'm saying? A lot of three and outs. The game sealing Christian Gonzalez interception, game winning loss. Like there was opportunities for both teams to really make this thing bigger. But it is what it is. It's 10-7. Patriots move on. But we'll see what happens next week or 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Not this Sunday.
So
next Sunday.
yeah. So my thing is, first off, Junkie, what's up, brother? Appreciate you obviously hopping on again. Sorry to hear that it's still frozen in PA.
You thaw out. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah,
You'll
rub
thaw
some dirt
out.
on, you'll be fine. And he also says, of course, that the playoffs still suck. That's all he's got, and of course they suck.
Hey, let me respond to that. Let me respond to that real quick. Like this year's playoffs was so weird to me. I don't know if anybody else felt that. Maybe Junkie felt that. Maybe other people felt that. But not just the season was strange enough. Like it was really
rigged.
strange. The way that the season was constructed, but the playoffs was even worse to me. Like I don't know. It's just weird. It just was really weird. But yeah,
I'll stick with my conspiracy of that photo that was released, and plus, when you look at the logo and you reverse negative, it's like, hold on, wait a second, what's going on
well, it
here?
shows May closer to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's closer to the Lombardi, so we'll see. I don't know.
Drake May's in the front in that photo.
Now, okay, Junkie, since you're on here, I'm going to ask this question. If
I agree with that statement.
By that photo, if Drake May wins the Super Bowl, can you sit there and say, hey, the NFL is rigged? I mean, I don't want to say it. I know Chosen, he doesn't want to say it. I mean, you were seeing a lot of things.
It'll ruin it for me, for real. And like, Walter just said something about that. Walter Stringer, he just posted something about that too. Like that would ruin. He was just saying it would just ruin football for us. Like
because everybody would focus on the logo. Now everybody's like turning it from like high def to like turning it around, the colors, like.
So what are the colors of the Super Bowl sign this year?
Green and it was black or blue, dark blue, I think.
So when you look at the main logo, here's the catch. When you look at the main logo, obviously you see the Golden Gate Bridge, everything. But they say what you had to do this year was do a reverse negative. When you reverse actually the colors, you see the Seahawks and sorry, the Seahawks is started looking at it. I'm just like, no, you actually saw. I saw when I saw the color scheme, I saw Denver and Seattle, but
this whole time, even you guys can fact check me in the last episodes when I was talking about the logo. What you see in the clouds is the white, obviously, and the blue, right? And then you see the Golden Gate Bridge, which is red. So there's red, white, and blue. So that's why I was saying it could be the Bills, it could be the Patriots. Who else was red, white, and blue on the AFC side? Or the Houston Texans.
Does it show is there a and then does it show the winner of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so here's the trick. So let me finish. So it's red, white, and blue. Those are the biggest colors. And then it shows the green, obviously, and a little, the light green, and obviously a little bit of that yellow in there. And there's obviously pink and stuff to hide some of the other stuff. But it was going to be like a team that has green in their uniform. And the Seahawks do have blue. They do have white, and they do have green. So it kind of matches up. Now, the way that they scheme it is whatever has the less of the color inside of the logo is a team that usually wins. So according to the logo, there's two fates there, though, because in the logo itself, it's saying that the Seahawks are going to win because of the lesser of the color. But when you look at the new one where it has all the players looking at the logo, it shows Drake May closer to the Lombardi. So it kind of gives you that trickery. I don't know. But if you focus just on the logo itself, it's saying that the Seahawks is winning that game.
Yeah, see that one that they released the photo of all the players that were walking towards the Lombardi Trophy in Santa Clara. When you look at that one, that's the thing that to me kind of stuck out more so than the logo itself, just for the fact being that type of photo has never been released by the NFL. So many people have been conspiracies because of the color schemes for the last 5 Super Bowls. But for me, it's like, okay, by having this multicolor thing, so because people are going to that. But now all of a sudden you release this photo And so I do think it is going to be New England winning the Super Bowl. Is I think that photo's
So
going to come through and
in
it's going to
previous
happen, and
years,
you're going to see a lot of people.
previous years has these conspiracies been right when you're looking at the colors and
Yes.
all that?
The
Yeah, that's
last
why it's
five
so
years,
addictive.
the last 5 years,
That's
100%.
And you think, Mark, that New England's gonna win because of the latest photo that they dropped,
The
basically.
latest photo,
That
because
wasn't
now
the
they're trying to
latest
find a way to
though.
distract you. That
That one
was
came out
released
last
before the
year.
season.
Yeah,
No,
before
no.
the season.
Yeah, that started at before week one was released. They released that photo of all the players, and that's where it's like, okay, this is what's up, because so many people were focused on the color scheme of the logos. And so it's like we can't sit there and have this be so obvious.
Mm.
Joking,
And
we talked
so
about this.
it's one of those things where it's like, man, how can we distract them from this? Well, here, let's toss this picture out there. And now all of a sudden see Sam Darnold and Drake May at the
Mhm.
very front of this
Yeah, I
photo. It's
noticed
like,
it. I was like, that's interesting.
And it's weird they had a lot of quarterbacks on there, but then you see Barkley in the back. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
They didn't even have Jalen Hurts. I was like, huh?
yeah, well, I mean, the one thing like
yeah,
people are trying to do,
neighbors and neighbors got injured. Like
yeah,
you, he had a lot of players. I mean, Jaden Daniels is in there. He was injured. There's a lot of
but
players,
but
but
if you,
I don't want to stay
yeah, I'm just gonna finish up with
conspiracy.
this. Yeah, I'll just finish up with this. When you look at that photo, most of the players that if they did not make playoffs, a lot of them, like Neighbors, Daniels, a lot of them got injured. I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
glad the Madden curse will be off Barkley this next year.
Yeah, 100%. All right, we're moving into the
You're
next
right,
game.
Mark.
Yeah. Um. Well, Mark, right? The conspiracy will, but we hear what you
I'll,
say.
I'll
We,
still
we
be
can,
right. I'm still taking
uh,
credit for it, baby. I'm still taking credit for it.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll probably take. I don't know. I'll probably take some time away from football if that's the case. If it's really like that. But anyways, moving into the next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams. Dang, almost dropped it. Los Angeles Rams walking into Seattle, hostile place, winning 30 Seahawks won 31-27. Thoughts on this game?
Uh Man, I think the Rams should be kicking themselves. I think Rams actually had that game. They missed a few opportunities. They had that drop by the tight end late in the fourth quarter. Um, I think I'm not gonna say they outplayed Seattle, but they were sticking right there with Seattle, and they kind of had Seattle number over this past year. I know Seattle won the second meeting. They took their Rashid return for them to come back and kind of switch the momentum there. But I think if you're the Rams, man, I think you gotta be kicking yourself, man. Cause I think you let one get away from you. I was actually kind of rooting for the Rams because I wanted to see Stafford make the Super Bowl, but I think Seattle did what they did, man. Sam Darnold's been playing good. They got the run game going, the defense. They made some plays, and then they still gave up a lot of points to Stafford and them. And then Tariq Woolen with his sideline antics and stuff like that. That's when I thought the Rams was going to win because right after that they went right after Woolen and scored it. And they hit the touchdown to Devontae Adams. So um, I just feel like the Rams. I think the Rams caught. They let one slip away.
You still think they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
one step away?
No, he said one slipped away.
I said I think the
Oh,
Rams. Yeah, I think they let one slip away. I think the Rams had that game.
yeah,
Yeah, I
here. I mean, I don't think the Rams ever win a Super Bowl after this. I think this is an open opportunity. I mean, they had Cooper Cup last year. They thought they upgraded with Devontae Adams. They were playing Puka Nacua and him playing out of their mind. Kyron Williams, you got playing out of. They're all playing out of their mind. They was literally the best team in football for majority of the season. Defense with Young and Verse playing out of their. The secondary was kind of suspect, but they kept it so close because of the front was so good with Frisk too and all of them getting after the quarterback. I mean, this team was unbelievable this year, and they still missed it. They missed it by one to a Sam Darnold and that just came in for his first year and got further than most of these other quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen and the rest of the guys, right? Like this is what I would say about this game, and I want to jump into this because I need to give credit where credit's due and stand in the paint. I didn't think Sam Darnold could do it. I really didn't. I was not a believer from the beginning that he could do it and get to the Super Bowl, and he proved me absolutely wrong. When I say it, I was wrong, guys. I thought he would throw some interceptions in this game. I thought this game was going to be a game-changing game where they get pressure on him and he fumbles the ball. But guess what he was? He was 25 for 36, 346 yards,
Crazy.
9.6 average, and 3 touchdowns. Here's the kicker, though. Here's the best part. No interceptions in that game. He only got sacked 3 times. That was one of the best performances that he put in prime time when the lights were the brightest. He knew he had to get it done, and he got it done. The other thing was Kenneth Walker III, 19 for 63 yards, 62 yards, and a touchdown. He played out of his mind the game before, cut him down. I feel like they probably, what happened was they focused too much on him and forgot about Sam Darnold can throw the football a little bit. And so maybe the game plan was that. I don't know what it was, but Sam Darnold also had 3 carries for 9 yards. He ran a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But come to find out, on the opposite side, Matthew Stafford, 22 for 35 yards, 374 yards. He was 10.7 on average with 3 touchdowns. Those deep balls to Puka Nacua, just that guy can catch like anything. Like just throw it anywhere on the field, and he can catch it, right? Like out of a lot of different things. And shout out to him for doing that. Blake Corum, he was 9 carries, 55 yards. Kyron Williams, 10 for 39 yards. No touchdowns on the run game. They were all passing. Devontae Adams had 1, Puka Nacua had 1, and I believe Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams had a catching touchdown. So my biggest takeaway from that game is the fact that Sam Darnold came to play. Now, going into next week, when we talk about that, that's going to probably be the biggest takeaway, how he's going to perform even on a bigger stage, right? I think he played against the best team and outperformed them. Let's see what he does next week. But shout out to that. Again, I need to first tell everybody my apologies. That's a Seahawk fan. I didn't believe in Sam Darnold, but he made it to he got you guys to the Super Bowl. Congratulations. But hey, wait, one more thing. That defense is nasty though. Let's not skip around.
Byron Young. That's all I gotta say. Byron Young.
Hold on, for the Rams or the Seahawks?
Oh, Seahawks.
Byron Murphy.
No, that Rams defense still. Byron Young sit there. Yeah. I mean, to me, when you look at that game, okay, my intake is this. We got Junkie sitting there saying Puka and Adams the best wide receiver duo in football, and they choked. Hands down. I've been saying now for
them boys in Philly pretty nasty too, though.
Come on, man. No bias here. No homer here, bro. No homer here. Like
hell nah.
You gotta
nah.
Don't get me wrong.
I'll give it to Puka. I'll give it to Puka Nacua. I'll give it to him. 100% hands up. But when we're talking about duos, you got to add Devontae Smith in that conversation. Devontae Smith, he was the type of dude who's like, let me help you out when I need to. These two dudes with AJ and both going over 1,000 yards. That both dudes were threats the whole entire game. Diva or not, they both got it done. Like in every moment. And guess what? They did it with 1,000 yards on the worst offensive play that we've ever seen from the Philadelphia Eagles. Existed, bro. They got it done. We talking about the nastiest duo. That's the nastiest duo, bro.
I'm gonna say this. Okay,
between the two,
I'm gonna agree to disagree. Okay. I'll agree to disagree, so we don't have to go into a heated conversation. I'm trying to keep it mellow a little bit, but I will say this: I've been talking about Puka since the day he got into the Rams. Chosen could sit there and speak on that. I'm just like, dude, that's my dude right there. Puka Nacua has by far been the best wide receiver since he has entered in and has taken over as that number 1 spot. I don't care what other wide receiver.
Was he the number 1 this year?
You taking Puka over JSN, Jeff Smith and Jigba?
Yes, I am.
Ooh, that's crazy.
I was going to talk about JSN, so y'all don't take my talking points away.
JSN's good, but I'm taking Puka. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Hey,
Look, I like Puka Nacua in football. Outside of football, I don't care for the dude, to
I
be
can care
honest.
less. I'm talking about football. Outside of football,
Yeah,
I don't care what they do.
yeah,
JSN one of them now. He's nice.
yeah.
You know,
JSN, nice.
um,
Yeah. So yeah,
for
that's
me, like I said, when you look
I'll
at
give,
that,
I'll give Junkie that. He does have the best hands in football. I'll give him that. But I wouldn't say that they got the best duo. I mean, there's some duos out there that is better than. I mean, because we're talking about Devontae Adams was in the middle, like in his prime in his career, and you match him up with Puka. I could say, okay, there's no argument there. But we talking about Devontae Adams when you're scheming him off of Puka, not them being a duo where they're both a threat. Like, nah. I mean, CD Lamb
like I
and
said,
George Pickens nasty. I mean,
Pickens and I mean not Pickens, but T. Higgins and Chase.
Chase another one nasty.
no, right
Addison,
here,
Justin
Puka,
Jefferson.
right here. Puka in football is the dog. JSN is a wide receiver too. Hey,
Oh
hands
God.
down, brother.
Okay.
I'm taking Puka all day long. If I'm starting, I mean that's just my personal opinion. But
first off, them two agreeing is crazy.
you know, my thing is this: when you look at that,
Hold on one
they
second.
did not. The one thing I will say when he said that they choked,
Hold on a second.
is I don't think that they choked. My catch is this: why did Sean McVay leave Xavier Smith in there? That is my thing. That is the problem that I had. It's like you are in the biggest game and you you just had a fumble, a major fumble. You barely managed to recover it, and you leave them back in. It's like I don't care. You dropped the ball on the kickoff, and look what happened to them. It cost them. They did not. Matt Stafford played. I cannot stand Matt Stafford. I mean, of course he's a Georgia Bulldog. I can't stand that dude. I mean, I don't care. It's like no, I never liked him there. I don't like him now. Doesn't matter. I will tell you what, when it comes to being a dog at quarterback, that dude is watching what he did in Detroit, playing with a dislocated shoulder to still come back in and throw the touchdown. I mean, that is phenomenal. What he did playing with the bad finger this year. I mean, you see the dog that's in him. He has that grit. Okay. I do not think when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, the Rams lost that game. The Rams lost that game because of Xavier Smith. 2 fumbles, one of them lost.
Well, that drop touchdown to the tight end too.
That was a big one, but I think to me those special you have to play last week. You got to be playing right on the head coach. And I'm looking at that. I Smith fumbled that ball. I'm sorry. I'm cutting, dude. I'm taking him out right away, and I am running. I don't care who I'm putting in. I'm putting anybody but him in. Like that dude is out. Is what it comes down to. So for me, I don't feel that the Rams lost that on the offensive side of the ball. I thought the defense, they did not play as well as they should have been, just like on the defensive side for Seattle, did not play as well they should have been. Because both those actually have really good defensive teams. But we didn't see a defensive game. So that's going to be the key when you start looking at this when it comes to the Super Bowl. Mike Vrabel is a great defensive-minded coach. He has won his Super Bowls as a defensive player with the Patriots. I mean, so it's going to be interesting. I like I said, for me, I want to see low-scoring games. I enjoy those low-scoring games. Hands down, I got the Patriots wins, and it's because of Vrabel, the coaching, and the defense. That to me is going to be the key.
Too. Experience, situational football.
Exactly.
I know we're going to get into the Super Bowl a lot next week, but a lot of people not talking about the experience that's on the Patriots staff with McDaniels and with Vrabel. And Seattle don't have a lot of it. They got Cooper Kupp, who won a ring with the Rams. Outside that, they really don't. On the Patriots, do got Milton Williams. They got Mac Hollins. They got they got guys on the team that's won too. But Carlton Davis, and they got the experience and stuff. So we get into all that next week when the Super Bowl talk get a little bit deeper.
Are we walking into Super Bowl? We're walking into that.
No, I want to
No.
say my thoughts.
Nope, she got her thoughts.
No, I was gonna go back and talk about my neighbor over here, Jigba, because he's actually from down the street from where
Yep.
I actually reside. And I think he did amazing. He was super, like, he had 10 catches. He had 153 yards. I think he really performed this game. And that was a big thing that I noticed. And every time the ball was moving, I was like, yeah, that's him. That's JSN. So that was one player I wanted to highlight. The other thing I really noticed is the Rams are always so aggressive in play calling that I think that they should take the points when the points are needed, because it always bites them on these really close games. So I think that was another thing that I was thinking about with the Rams and kind of how they failed. Because even that last play calling when Adams went down, they ran out of like play time. Like,
Mhm.
well, and then they were using they were doing the what is it called? The challenge flag. And I was like, why are you like, that's your final timeout. Like, why are you using your flag? And if it's not, like, if you know for a fact that he caught it or didn't catch it, like, you're using your last timeout. So that was something else that I thought about. On the Seattle side, I thought the defense towards the end, I don't know if you guys caught this, but they started bickering on the sideline and getting into it. And I was like, guys, like, you don't need that energy right now. And I did notice that quarter, like, defense was like starting to fall apart because everybody was like getting mad and they were blaming each other. And it was just like, no, like, focus, like, come back. So I'm glad they did like kind of snap out of it that fourth quarter, because I think that really almost started hurting Seattle to where
Mhm.
that's when the Rams picked up the momentum and they started going. And so I think that was another crucial thing that I noticed on that game. But yeah, those were kind of my thoughts on those games.
One quick question before we move on to the next segment, talking about the Super Bowl, is you guys think that Stafford will be back next year, one more year?
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Interesting.
signed a 2-year contract. I don't think he's going back. He'd be back for one more year at least.
Okay.
The other thing we got to think about too is make sure that Darnold's not getting hit and sacked, because he still has an oblique
Mhm.
injury, because he played through that and he was hurting because he took a couple of blows.
He was
So
listed as limited today on the injury report with
yeah.
the oblique injury.
So they've got to kind of prepare for that too in case they really hit, because Patriots do have some hitters on their team. So that's something
Yeah,
that
I just
you have to.
yeah, I think he'll be fine. I mean, we're 2 weeks away, guys.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they play
Everybody
next week.
bruised around this time of year.
Yeah, it's just they'll figure it out. I mean, after 1 week, he said he felt extremely better from the week before. Now,
Right.
giving him two extra more weeks,
Yeah.
he'll be fine. He'll be ready to go. That's not something I would. I mean, yeah, they need to protect the damn quarterback, absolutely 100%. But I don't think it's something that's going to hinder him playing football. Before let's go ahead and transition. Um, let's transition to let's talk about the Super Bowl. What is our thoughts about the Super Bowl? And then our last one will be about this whole coaching carousel.
One of the storylines I'm watching.
This segment is brought to you by Number One Sports Fan.
Yeah, one of the storylines I'm watching for this Super Bowl. Can y'all hear me?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, one of the storylines I'm watching for this Super
Yeah.
Bowl is Mike Vrabel can be the first coach ever to win a Super Bowl as a player and a coach for a team. So I'm very, and then Drake May could possibly win it. Been the youngest quarterback to ever win at 23 years old. And another one, I cannot wait to see the JSN versus Christian Gonzalez matchup. That's gonna be a fun matchup there, man. Can't wait to see that,
Christian about to get cooked. I'm just kidding.
man.
Nah,
Hey, I like JSN though. I do.
yeah, this is gonna be
I like
interesting,
Jig.
man. I just don't know how. I mean, maybe you could tell me better how they match up, Kendall, because I just don't see it. Like, I just see the NFC such a bigger powerhouse than the AFC was, and then just like you were talking about your guys' road to the Super Bowl, how they stack up against a Seattle defense the way that they've been playing. Of course, with Milton Williams, you're welcome, by the way, with that one. But with Milton Williams and them getting yeah, getting after Sam Darnold. Obviously, if they can get the ball turned over, that makes it more of a game. I mean, how do we see this really stacking up? I mean, they play on all three game. They literally do. They play maybe even four. I mean, they got the run game. They got that on pack. They got the passing game on pack. They got they can kick the hell out of the football. They punt very very well when they need to get them in you know in, beyond the 20-yard line. They have what's his name Shaheed,
Shaheed.
the
Shaheed.
on the opposite side, running the ball back. Like, I mean, they just have it all put together. What are you like? How do you see them stacking up against you guys with all of that firepower?
I feel like it's an even matchup. I think people just a lot of it's a little recency bias going on. Seattle has looked good the last few weeks, and you look at they played the Rams twice and the 49ers twice. Y'all, I mean, the 49ers was a banged up football team all year. They beat them twice. It is in the division. The Rams,
Yeah, I'm not counting
yeah,
that
I'm just
game for
talking
sure.
about
Yeah.
recently. People looking at how the Patriots have looked so far in the postseason and how the Seahawks have looked so far, and that's why the point spread right now. I think last time I looked, it was 4.5 or 3.5. That's why it's looking like that. A lot of people are putting the money on Seattle. But as I always say, nobody cares about the point spread. The game's played between the lines on the field. That's where it all played at. And I feel like it match up pretty good. I don't see where I don't really see like no mismatch nowhere. I really don't. I think it's even. I think Seattle defensive line, it might be a couple guys extra deeper than the Patriots. But I mean, we got Harold Landry coming back. Our secondary matches up great with their secondary. Linebackers about the same. I mean, they got a number one wide receiver, JSN. We still got Diggs. I mean, he's still our number 132 coming off to an ACL. I take my and people not talking about the Zach Charbonnet injury for the Seahawks. He's a pretty good running back. It's really just Kenneth Walker over there. We got Trayvon Henson, we got Mondre Stevenson. I think the offensive line matchup, Drake May, Sam. I mean, Drake May's had a fumble issue this year, but he's kind of outside of that. He's thrown two picks in the postseason. One of them was a Hail Mary and one was a tip pass by two defensive tackle. Sam Darnold, the old Sam Darnold's still in there somewhere. I'm telling you. I mean, he's still in there somewhere. So I mean, I think it's an even matchup. I think people just going off how Seattle has been dominating the past two teams they played, and they looked at the Patriots put up 10 points against Denver and 16 against the Chargers, but they forgetting the weather and all the games, and we put up 28 points against the vaunted Houston Texans defense. So I mean, but nobody's failed to talk about that, but they don't look at Seattle's schedule. I looked at Seattle's schedule this year. They really haven't played no world beaters either. I mean, I ain't gonna say it was a cakewalk, but they really haven't had no, they ain't played nobody really like that. Outside of the Rams twice, I think I seen they play Jacksonville. Outside that, they really ain't really beat nobody that wows you or nothing like that. So Sam Darnold can turn into a pumpkin at any point. At any point, he's been playing good. I liked him coming out of college. I really did. But he can turn back. That's the same Sam Darnold we used to play twice a year with the Jets. He's in there somewhere. So, but I think, and then my defense been getting disrespected. Like everybody talking about Seattle defense. I mean, our defense been looking real good. So, but hey, people just gonna keep doubting us, and we ready to roll though.
I think both quarterbacks have a lot to prove on both ends. Sam Darnold, like everybody is saying, Sam Darnold may still be Sam Darnold, right? So that in itself is a story because
Right.
it's like to prove everybody like wrong. Like you guys all said, the big lights. Well, how much bigger do you want these lights to be, right? And I think on the other side, Drake May is the same way. Like when you get into the big lights, how are you going to react and respond to all the pressure that's happening? Like you said, he's a young quarterback. He's on the ballot for MVP. Like there's so much to prove and so much pressure. So I think both quarterbacks just have so much going on and
Yep.
so much to prove that I think that there's going to be something, a dog inside each of them to be like, I am that person. Like you're going to
Mhm.
respect it. So that's kind of how I see the game going for both
I want to see
quarterbacks. And
the coaching matchup with McDonald, and then with McDaniels and Vrabel going up against McDonald and Clint Kubiak as the offensive
Mhm.
coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. I just think it's a lot of experience. A lot of people, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people not talking about the experience that's on the Patriots side. Vrabel played in three Super Bowls, and McDaniels has coached in 9 Super Bowls. He's won 6 Super Bowls, so it's a lot of experience on the Patriots side. So this whole week right here is preparation week. The Seattle ain't never they ain't. I mean, with this coaching staff, with this team, they haven't been through that. McDaniels has been through the week before Super Bowl week, the preparations and stuff like that. So a lot of people not talking about. I haven't heard a lot of people, even on TV. Even between us four right here, a lot of people not talking about the coaching advantage and experience too. I think that plays a huge part, especially the week before the Super Bowl, because next week gonna be crazy. But I mean, some of these teams they've already been through it. Some of these coaches that they done been through it. I think a
Mhm.
lot of that goes to the Patriot side of that.
Yeah, they definitely got the edge on that. They do. Players got to play though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the
When it
main
comes down
point. Yep.
to it. Yeah, yeah. When you talked a little bit about who you guys played, that when I was speaking on Seattle, I was speaking on their whole season as well. When you said that
Mhm.
they didn't really have a cupcake, uh, you mentioned that the Seahawks had pretty much like almost a cupcake schedule. What would you say about y'all schedule? Because a lot of people speculate that you guys had a pretty cup, cupcake schedule too.
It won't no cupcake. We only can play who we play. I mean, we played the Bills twice. Oh, Mike left us.
I think he's having technical difficulties.
Uh, well,
We're listening.
wait, there you go. Thought he was back. But Mike, we played the Bills twice. Played Tampa
Mhm.
when Tampa was hitting on all cylinders. I mean, we went to Baltimore. I mean, that's a tough place. I know Baltimore won't Baltimore this year, but a young team
Mhm.
going up to Baltimore went down there and won. And this young team and Mike Vrabel first year is 9-0 on the road. 9-0 on the road. I don't care how cupcake your schedule is. Young team,
Mhm.
young quarterback, and you're and nobody's 9-0 on the road. That's crazy. That's never been done before in NFL history. 9 on the road. Um, I don't think nothing's really cupcake about that, man. Like I said, you only can play who you play.
Mhm.
But I don't know what it's going to take for people to give us a crack. I guess and then if even if I was thinking earlier, even if we do beat Seattle, they're gonna say, well, it was Sam Darnold, he turned back. You know what I mean? So it is. I don't know, but 9 on the road is big. That's
Yeah.
big. Nobody really talks about that. But yeah, we've had good injury luck, and we played some teams like we played Buffalo early in the year. Yeah, I mean, people gonna say it was early when we beat them when we beat them in Buffalo. By the way,
Mhm.
gave them their own their second loss. Y'all get Eagles gave them 2 losses there, but we gave them their first loss there. I mean, going to Miami and win this. I mean, if you're a Patriot fan, going to Miami, that's always been the house
That's
of
your
horrors.
rivalry. Yeah.
Yeah, and we went to Miami early in the year. We beat them. And the games
Mhm.
that we lost to Pittsburgh. We turned the ball over 5 times, still almost won the game. Lost to the Raiders week 1, and then we was up 24-3 over Buffalo at home, and Bills came back and beat us. So, I mean, I think if we held on and won that Bills game, I think a lot of people are looking at us differently. But I wouldn't say it was a cupcake. Now it was by standards, or whatever. It was the easiest schedule in a long time. But I mean, you only can play who you play. I mean, my thing is, if you're calling it a cupcake schedule, well, who were the big dogs of the league this year? So who would you want us to play?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the Chiefs want the Chiefs this year. The Bengals want
Right.
the Bengals. Yeah, Bengals want the Bengals this year.
Mhm.
Bottom. I mean, so who we supposed to play?
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think this year we couldn't really look at strengths of schedules because I
Mhm.
think a lot of teams that we had as underdogs,
Yeah,
they were kind of outperforming everybody else.
yeah,
And I think that's super important. Even going back to the Super Bowl last year, like Jalen Hurts never got his flowers, and everybody was so, spot like they were on Mahomes. Like Mahomes is this type of quarterback. He's elite. He's that. So that kind of reminded me, like when you mentioned that, like of a Drake May. Like I feel like you're saying, like we just kept winning. Like I
yeah.
mean, a win is a win, a dub is a
Right,
dub,
right, right.
and a lot of people just don't respect that because they always go to numbers, they always go to history, they always go to favorites, and it sucks. But I think it's always a good motivation, like you said. Like
Mhm.
people like to be the underdogs, like
Yeah,
doubt us because then
yep.
we come out fighting, and I think that's like what's super important. Um,
Well, let me ask y'all this: do y'all think the Patriots could shut up all the noise if they were to win the Super Bowl this year, or do you think people still say where it was Sam Darnold? Mark,
Hmm. Man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. No, in my personal opinion, I think you can sit there and see certain things um
mhm.
when you're looking at it, and I'm seeing New England wins it's going to be because of the coaching. It's not going to matter if it was Sam Darnold or not. People want to continue to give Sam Darnold a hard time. People have to remember Sam Darnold was a number 3 pick.
Yep.
He was not a slouch coming out of USC.
Right.
He's just been on some crappy teams.
Mm-hmm.
Jets, Carolina, yep.
Yeah, you get stuck with the Jets. What do you expect? You think you're going to win a Super Bowl in New Jersey? They're so confused there with the Jets. They don't even realize they're playing in the wrong state. I mean, that's number one. Then all of a sudden you end up over in Carolina. It's like, who do they got to throw to?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been nobody there. So you can't look at those things when it comes to Sam Darnold's statistics. I mean, it's not that they've been horrific, but they obviously haven't been great. But now all of a sudden you're putting him on a team that has weapons. It's like, hold on a second. This dude can do something. I mean, he was tied for 9th in the NFL with touchdowns.
Yeah.
He had the 5th most yards in the NFL. He only had 14 picks on the season. That's not even an average of 1 a game. So is it really that Sam can be Sam? Or Sam was never given the chance to be given the respect that he just deserved? No offense. On the road this year, he had a 69% completion rate. He had the number 1 receiver with 1,793 yards with, as you guys say, with JSN. Puka was right there behind him. But still, you look at that for the regular season, he was 68%. So it's kind of tough to say, can Sam be Sam? Like, what Sam are we talking about? 68% completion is that's I'm the statistical guy. So that's where I look at those things. I mean, he didn't play realistically. I mean, he was with the Jets. I mean, it's the stinking Jets. Then he got sent, then he was with Carolina again. Carolina didn't do anything in San Francisco. I mean, he only had 10 games played with 21, or what do you have? He had 46 attempts. I mean, so that's really nothing there. He goes to Minnesota, makes the playoffs in Minnesota, had 4,319 yards, and he was 35 tutties with 12 interceptions. So people need to understand, it's like Sam Darnold is not as bad of a quarterback as everyone says. And Junkie is actually is something going wrong with things today? Like,
yeah, because y'all have been agreeing on everything.
I'm like, we agreed on everything here. It's like, he's shown signs of ability. He's always been on trash teams. Exactly. That's the catch. And you give him the weapons that he had last year with Justin Jefferson. Look what he did. You give him JSN this year. What did he do? I mean,
I don't think it's the capabilities or even the stats that matter the most when it comes to Sam Darnold and what we view Sam Darnold is. I think it comes down to when Sam Darnold is in the lights or when a game matters the most, he does like he can have a phenomenal year. And like with the Vikings last year, I mean, they were 14-3, and then he goes to Detroit and he was just horrible. And then he goes into the playoffs and then he was horrible.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not the fact that Sam Darnold can't play a good season. That's not what we view, or his statistics or his stats say something different than what he is. It's in those critical moments, and when the lights are the bright, can Sam Darnold play that game that matters the most, and win division when he was supposed to win division last year? Go win the Super Bowl.
Supposed to win division last year in Minnesota.
Why wouldn't he? They were 1 game apart. That game decided division.
Yeah. Okay. When you talk about the biggest lights, okay, a divisional game.
That's not a big game.
That is a big game, but
okay.
I got a question. I mean, let's talk about that. If you want to talk about that, then what about the fact being, yes, I'm going to pick on Jalen Hurts. You come in the light shining bright, winning Super Bowl, you dropping the banner at home, and you barely getting the dub against the biggest team. It's like you're playing in the biggest game. So everyone wants to give certain people credit, certain people critics. We all do it. But yeah, you're going to have bad teams. You're going to have bad games. Minnesota was never predicted.
What game are you talking about with Hurts?
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys game, week
the
one.
first game of the season when nobody has played the whole preseason. We play a division rival for the
You're
first
supposed
time.
to be you Super Bowl champs.
You're right, but we still won that game, and Sam Darnold lost. So what are we talking about?
But here's my thing. You have to look at the whole thing, and that's what I'm getting at. It's like Minnesota was never projected to win that division. They weren't even supposed to be where they were at. So that's where people have to understand. It's like, okay, let's talk about postseason. He's had one career game in the postseason before this year. So again, trash teams, no weapons. Minnesota did not have a defense. I mean, so
Minnesota didn't have a defense?
Minnesota did not have a defense last year.
Okay.
Trust me, I spent a lot of times watching Minnesota.
Okay.
But
that
for
was
me,
his team last year.
Run in your mouth. This coming from the person who can't choose. Oh, which bird am I rooting for this week?
By the way, I told you at the beginning about Seahawks, and nobody wanted to believe me.
You don't understand. Like, there's two different birds.
That was a troll.
Yeah, she was absolutely right.
She got confused on what bird she's rooting for. But anyway, when you look at what Samuel Dunn's, yes, he has not had a lot of big games. He's not. And he's showing out now that he's got a well-rounded team. Like, okay, I can do a little more than what you guys are giving me credit for. Again, when you look at the statistics that he had before, like I said, everyone knows me. I'm the stats guy. He was with the Jets. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a freaking boat. Same thing in Carolina. Had no chance to do anything in San Francisco. So it's time for him to get a little, and he's earning his respect because it's like, okay, can he do it?
Ken, would you say that Sam Darnold had a better offense with the Vikings than he did with Seattle? Now, before you answer that question, remember that Seattle did have a run game. They had TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison, and they had, of course, Justin Jefferson on that squad. Would you say that the Vikings offense was more powerful last year than the Seattle offense this year?
Yes.
Okay. I just making that point.
I disagree with that one.
I take the Vikings. I mean, Hawkinson, Jetta, Addison, the run game, the play caller.
Yeah.
Also, so everyone remembers, when it comes to that big game that you were referring to, Hawkinson was out. He did not play. He had already had a season-ending injury.
That wasn't the question.
Yeah, but
Jordan Addison was too busy dealing with charges off the court because of the speeding issue. So you have to look at those different things. When you look at the run game between, you're going to take Aaron Jones over Kenneth Walker. I've seen Aaron Jones play a lot, and I'm sorry, I'm taking Kenneth Walker III. Okay, if I've got JSN Justin Jefferson. JSN Jefferson. Who do you got? JSN Justin Jefferson. JSN.
It's Jay Jettas. Jay Jettas last year was better than JSN this year.
Yeah, I'm going with Jetta.
Like I said, we can agree to disagree.
And
like
Jordan Addison last year is better than anything Darnold got number 2 this year. I know they got
exactly.
I know
they got point.
And then they got 2 rookie tight ends, and the Vikings offensive line last year better than what the Seattle Seahawks offensive line is this year.
And look at the numbers also that Sam Darnold had last year that he did this year.
What he had last year?
He was better last year than he was this year. What defense did he have though? It's a 3 level.
I'm just
three
not
levels.
A fan of statistics.
Vikings
3 levels.
The Vikings defense was good last year.
I'm trying to tell him.
That Vikings defense was as good as you all say. I'll tell you that right now.
I do think that Ken was asking about Drake May. We went way far left with Sam Darnold. Like he literally asked you guys if he wins, is he gonna get the flowers? Is he gonna get the respect? And I don't know how.
No. Sam Darnold. Not him. With the Patriots, get the credit for actually beating a team, or would they just say, "Oh no, Sam Darnold was just bad"?
It
That's why.
depends how that. Ken, to answer that. Well, let me two things. First off, let me end the conversation, and I'll answer your question. So we agree that the Vikings was better last year this year. And I get your statistics, Mark, and I know you're a statistics guy. You run with the statistics. All we're saying is that when Sam Darnold was in the biggest moments of last year, he underperformed. And even in in season games, when there are big games when they're supposed to win, he was just turning the ball over and just the same when people comment, when you see those comments that come in that everybody say Sam Darnold's going to be Sam Darnold again, that's what they're referring to, Mark, in case you didn't know. Like that's what the Sam Darnold that they're talking about. So that's all they're referring to. They don't. It doesn't matter. Another statistic never matter if you have the best statistics of the whole season, and it comes down to a division game and you lose, and then you go into the playoffs and then you lose. All that stuff goes out the water. I get what you're saying, but at the other part, when people saying Sam Darnold gonna be Sam Darnold, especially when it comes to the Super Bowl, this carries on to what you're. I'm gonna answer your question right now, Ken. That's what we're gonna talk about because if Sam Darnold it plays bad and Drake May does enough, then yeah, they're gonna say that. That's what people are gonna refer to. Literally, Sam Darnold has to play decent enough. I'm not if he throws one interception right and Drake May plays the way that Drake May needs to play and throws three touchdowns, right? Or whatever the case may be, and they actually beat the Seahawks the way that they need to beat the Seahawks, then yeah, they'll get their flowers. But
But what if,
until then,
but if it's like how we beat Denver, then they'll say it was
yeah, it was yeah. They're gonna throw that out the water. They're gonna
or like how we beat the Chargers or something like that. But
it has to look. It has to. I'm sorry to say this, man. It's gonna have to look like what it looked like last week with the
I
Rams
really
and the
don't care. I just want the ring. I don't care how it look. I just want the
yeah
win. I really
or
don't.
no
I mean,
yeah. But the question was about the flowers. So no, or
yeah.
enough for you to get the flower. It's gonna have to look like the Ram and the Seahawk game. This game is gonna have to look close to that. I'm not saying identical where the points got to be high scoring, but the battle between the two have to be like that before
Or they'll
they
just say the Patriots just took advantage of a bad quarterback or something.
right
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
But
Yeah.
I mean, but what you can hang your hat on, regardless if you win or lose, compared to what you got Drake made last year to this year,
Mhm.
the Drake made this year, you can hang your hat on that you have a franchise quarterback that you could build around.
You
You have a
progress for
franchise
sure.
quarterback that's gonna take you places, and you just gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing you can hang your hat on. And your expectations, they exceeded your expectations this year. That's another thing you can hang your hat on. You got a coach that's actually coaching them and out coaching other coaches. You can hang your hat on that. You got an offensive coordinator that feels like he back in his groove. You know what I'm saying? Because he was horrible before as I
He
think
a head coach. He's a good OC. He's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
OC.
He's
No
a
head
great
coach.
yeah. And so now he's finding his groove back. So you can hang your hat on those things, you know what I'm saying? And you just build off of that. And then you guys can build that force to be reckoned with because you in the same division as the Bills, right?
Bills, Jets, Dolphins.
Yeah. So I mean, you just
All
fighting
three
with the
of them got
Bills.
new. All three got new coaches.
Yeah. So really it should be your division unless there's some miraculous happens with Josh and Mark's wish happens and they get like four wide receivers that are number one receivers and Josh gets the credit that he's supposed to get. Something miraculous has to happen over there. You feel me? So I think that that's the only way, if that answers your question, that you can hang your hat on and get your flowers for the Super Bowl.
Real quick, Junkie. He makes a comment. Can have multiple interception game at any minute, any moment.
I just hope
Just
it's
so you
Sunday.
know, he's only had since he's actually had a team to play on the offensive side. He's only had 5 multiple interception games. That's actually the same exact amount as Jalen Hurts in the last 2 years. Just so you guys know. So everyone wants to
Going back
give.
to Jalen Hurts.
Hey,
Jalen Hurts. Hey, the bad words for Mark, just so our audience knows, is Caleb Williams, Jalen Hurts, and Shador Sanders. Anybody mentions those, we go off the path. So Sarai's going to bring everybody back to the path. Let's move on. What's
Yeah.
next?
I
but
mean,
what
you can
I'm
say what you say what you want about Jalen Hurts. He wins. So
He does. He's won a ring. I mean,
No, he wins football games and gotten his team to the playoffs every single year since he's been a starter.
has he
How
had
How
a
many
bad
how,
team?
how many more people can say they did that?
How many
Oh yeah.
teams?
Yeah. Okay.
I
He's
think we
been a
got the
year.
old
I'm
junkie
gonna
back
say,
now.
did he? No, wait, that's right. He left Alabama after he got benched and didn't do nothing anywhere else either, huh?
What are we talking about now? Now we're going.
Jalen Harris. I'm
You
like
want to talk about? Let's talk about his high school career. Let's talk
Hey,
about when he
I'm
when
just
he
saying,
played
you
when
put
he
someone
played
on a
for his
great team. You
AAU.
put someone
Let's
on.
play
Hey, you put
his
someone on a great
AAU team
team.
now. Let's
My
his
team. No, 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 no,
AAU
no, no,
team.
no, no, no. Hold on. You put somebody on a great
Get
team. Of
out of
course
here
they're
with all
gonna
that,
win.
man.
Of course they're gonna win. You put someone
Stop
on a
it.
great team, yet you can tell me they can't win.
Stop it.
Put Jalen Hurts on anybody else. He ain't gonna win.
I would
That's
love
what
to
I'm
see
Stop
getting
it.
at. You all got to
I
look
love
at
to
those
see
things.
it.
Everyone wants to talk about, oh, I do this. No, I look at the whole picture.
You
got
look
to
at
look at the
numbers,
whole
Mark.
dang
We got to
picture.
look at dubs sometimes. Sometimes we just got to look at the dubs. Whether it's
I don't.
ugly, nasty, in the snow, in the rain,
3 levels to
broken
play.
fingers, hurt
3
obliques.
levels. You have to have 3 levels to
We
play
just
good.
got to look at the dubs. Sometimes
Yeah, I don't care about the dubs.
So you're let
that's
me get you
exactly
let me
what
get you
Ken
on this
just
one.
actually said. Ken literally just said, "I don't care how we win. I just want the ring. I just want the
Just want the
dub." Like
ring.
that's
That's all I
that's all
want.
that. I don't think on our banner from last year it says Jalen Hurts had these many passes, this many throws. Devontae Smith had these many catches. Like none of that's on the banner. It literally just says champs. Like that's what it says. That's all that matters.
Let me add just one more thing to everybody on this panel. Since you want to talk about his AAU career all the way until now, how many other quarterbacks did you say that have to be this intelligent to know the game this well to perform at the level that Jalen Hurts has with the amount of coordinators and systems that he had to learn? How many more quarterbacks do you think could do that? I'll wait.
I mean,
If you act,
May
go
has had a
ahead.
different OC since he was in college. He's had this is fifth straight different OC. No, fourth straight different OC. Drake May.
Who?
Drake May.
Drake May.
This is fourth
Okay,
straight different year with a different offensive.
Buffalo's had a
coordinator.
different OC. I mean, it's
Jalen
changing.
Hurts. Jalen Hurts has 9 going into his 10th.
And he froze.
It's understanding that he's a bad quarterback. People need to start looking at more than like,
You're
oh, well, they get the
perceiving. You're
win.
perceiving him.
No,
You're perceiving him to be though.
This is what I'm
By
perceiving.
adding them to the Sam Darnold conversation and saying about
Because
the
everyone
quarterback
wants to always
play.
bring up Jalen Hurts. But
Nobody
it's like,
brings
no,
up
no.
Jalen Hurts but you.
Everyone wants to talk about the Eagles on this dang
Honestly,
panel. Everybody on our comments always talk about the
nobody
no,
brings
no, no,
up
no, no, no,
nobody
no.
brings up
Everyone wants to
Eagles
always,
but you.
everyone brings up the dang Eagles but me. Everybody, oh,
You
well, the Eagles did this last year. The Eagles did this last year. I don't give a shit what the Eagles did this last year. Because
All
guess what?
right.
They're at home just like rest of our
We
teams.
we
The only
we're gonna
person that
we're
has
gonna stay on
respect for it
subject with
is going to be the
two
Patriots
teams that are in the
or the
Super Bowl.
Seahawks. I will say this. When it comes down to it, I think the Patriots are going to win the bowl, but I think Sam Darnold is going to have a better game than what people expect. But it is going to be the defensive mindset of the Patriots when it comes to that game.
Yeah,
okay? Mark got the Pats. Okay, Kim Pat talk. Who do you got?
I got the Patriots, but I'm giving my official prediction next week.
Okay,
Are
Sarai.
y'all doing a show from the bow? I mean, from
Yeah, we are.
yeah. I give my official prediction next Wednesday, I guess.
Sarai, who do you got?
I will say, all season long, I have been
Sarai, don't do it to me. Come
I've
on,
been
Sarai, we're
a
better than
Pats
that.
She
cheerleader.
confused.
I have been a Pats
She
cheerleader.
confused. She forgot what
I
bird she's going
want
for.
I want the Drake May story. I do, and I think there is a big possibility that he gets it done and the team wins it. But my vote for the Super Bowl is going to be the Seahawks. I've said it from the beginning of the year. I said they were going to be a great team. Here we are. They're in the Super Bowl. Birds of a feather flock together. I'm going to say go Seahawks.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Marcus Lawrence about to get a ring. I guess he couldn't get one with the Cowboys.
right. That part.
But Ken, you know I've been a fan. I've been a cheerleader of the Pats. I've always
Yeah,
chose the
but
underdogs.
it's
I love an
all-
underdog
It's all
story.
about right now, though, and right now you picking Seattle. So
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, even though it's a great storyline, right? And I love great storylines. I do. Even though, like I just said, you have a lot to hang your hat on with the team and fighting against the playoffs. But the way that the Seahawks perform, I think there's a lot that has to be proven by Sam Darnold. I don't even think Sam Darnold has to have a great game. Respectfully, I think if the defense plays the way that they have, and Kenneth Walker can do what he's been doing similar to the games before. I think that he can have less attempts, right? He can have 150 plus yards throwing the ball and just not make no mistakes and win this game. It's going to come down to him making mistakes, right? So if he can have almost a complete mistake-free football game, which is a lot to ask from Sammy D, but if
Yeah.
he could do that, I think the Seattle Seahawks wins it easy.
Makes one
um,
mistake. Do they win? Yes or no?
Not one mistake. He's gonna have to.
No.
They're gonna have to make multiple
They have to play
mistakes.
clean football, I think. But I think for you guys have to do more than field goals too, because I think you guys are a fan
Oh,
of a lot of field
definitely.
goals.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, y'all like to kick the field goals, but I think for the Seahawks, you guys are gonna have to come
Recency biasness.
more than
Hey, but
more
it's
than the
the
field
weather
goals.
gonna be nice in California, so
It is. It is.
y'all going off how
Yeah.
teams have looked the past few games, but that's okay. Keep that.
Nah, I'm looking at the whole season, brother, on both sides.
Say no more.
So yeah.
So
So
I'm excited for the game, y'all. I just hope it's a great game. I hope it's a back and forth battle and it comes
yeah,
down
I
to the
don't I don't want no
final.
blowout either way.
It
Either
ain't
way,
gonna
whether if the Patriots are blowing them out or they blowing them out, I don't want a blowout. I want just a good game. Last year was good enough for me. I'm gonna
would you
bring
be
up the
would you
the
be
Eagle game. You know the
Pat
Eagle
one, Mike?
game. You remember the Eagle game last year? Yeah, I'm bringing that up. Nah,
Mike,
but
would you
I
be
don't want a
shocked?
blowout this year, huh?
Would you be shocked if the Pats won, Mike?
Would I be shocked?
Yeah.
Oh
No,
no,
because
no.
I think I honestly think it's two quarterbacks, like I just mentioned. It's two quarterbacks with something to prove. Who is going to have that hungrier dog in them? Who's going to be the leader? Like that, like leadership skills is really going to what's going to like really elevate what has to go on, and then the coaching. Like
I
it's
got my
got to
money
be
on
clean
Vrabel.
football.
I trust Vrabel.
Yeah, it's got to be
As you
clean
should.
football.
You got to. You got to put your trust in that. I mean, they've been there. They done that. You know what I mean? And they
You
got.
got
I
to
mean, you got an
You gotta
edge there.
understand, last year we were the same way, right? Like everybody didn't think we were gonna get it done because it was Patty Mahomes, it was Travis Kelsey. Like
You talking about the
we had,
Eagles again?
yeah, I'm talking about the Eagles since we always bring up the Eagles, but I'm saying like it's kind of I think you were off the screen earlier when me and Ken were talking, and I was just like, hey, like I get it. I get that underdog story. Like you have to kind of talk so much and defend your team so much. Like, hey, y'all, what about this? What about that? Like, so I do like I do think that the Pats have a really great chance.
Hey,
I
like
just
they say,
think,
man, we all we got, we all we need.
yep. You got to stick to that motto. So it's
We
going to be
gonna
exciting. I don't want it to be a blowout. Honestly want it to be a really good game. And I want it to be like nothing that it's like you said, like Sam Darnold. Oh, it's Sam Darnold's fault. Like, no, like y'all both play a good game. That way,
Play
every,
the game. Yeah, play
yeah,
the game.
people
It
get the
should be
flowers
played.
like it's expected.
Yeah.
That way, if May is still up for the MVP ballot, like that will help too. Like that, there's just a lot of things that are playing in it right now, to be honest. But that's my take.
Do you think it takes the Patriots to win the Super Bowl for May to get MVP, or do you
No,
think it
I
goes
think it's.
elsewhere?
they give it
I
out.
think
They
it's
give
already
it out the night
decided.
before. They give it out the night before
Yeah, I
MVP.
think it's already made up though.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's a,
stagnant. I don't want
it's
that.
gonna
I
be
just want
stagnant.
that final award. That's all I want.
He's like, I just want the Super Bowl
That's
MVP to
all
be
I
Drake
want.
May.
I
Thank
don't
you.
care about all that. Drake May can throw for 50 yards and we still I don't care about all that. I just want that ring. It's been too
Yeah.
I'm
long.
like you, Ken. I don't get caught up in the numbers. A win is a win. A dub is a dub. I don't care how clean, how pretty, anything. Refs cheat. Refs don't cheat. Like if it's a win, if there's a W in the column, that's all that matters.
I just feel like we done come so far this year. It's a nervousness, optimistic feeling I got. I feel like we're gonna win. I just don't know how, but I just feel like it's meant to be this year for some reason. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's meant to be. So we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, it's exciting for sure.
Just like they say, I'd rather have an ugly win than a pretty loss.
Yep.
But anyways, let's move on for just a couple more minutes to take a time. There's been a lot of vacancies, right, throughout the league. Let's take a second and just talk about some of those vacancies. Um, the biggest one, who do you guys think? was the biggest hire, the best hire, and who was the worst, real quick, and then we'll just carry on to. You're gonna have to take controls, by the way, Mark. I don't have controls. I'm on my phone, but
Okay.
um, yeah. So who do you guys think was the best hire, and who do you guys think was the worst hire?
I think the worst hire actually just happened today when the Browns hired the Raven OC, Todd Monken. I think that's going to end up being the worst hire.
For me, the worst hire would probably have to be Mike McCarthy with the Steelers.
Yeah, I think, and for me, the worst hire would probably be Kevin Stefanski over in Atlanta. I don't think he's bred it for that ATL vibe over there. I don't think it's gonna be a vibe for him. What do you think, Ken? Who's the worst
Go
hire?
with the Monken one because it came out of no. I thought they would go like with a younger coach or something like that. So I would go with Monken. I seen Jim Schwartz was pissed that he didn't get the job, so he's moving on somewhere. Say he might go to Buffalo. But I said the McCarthy one kind of surprised me. I mean, I know he's from Pittsburgh, and I heard rumors actually before they even bring him on that was going to happen. So I'm not surprised about that one. I'm a little bit. I thought Pittsburgh would go the younger route and get somebody like they did with Tomlin and Cowher and stuff like that. But I think the Tom Monken, I thought the Browns would take the going younger and get a younger guy up in there or something like that. But it's the Browns though.
Yeah. What's the best hire?
Oh,
I'm gonna go with John Harbaugh to the Giants.
That's my pick too. I think the Giants are. I've said it this. I said it this year that they've already started building. I think they're just going to add on to that build.
just to be different, I'm going. I like I love that. I call that Giants one. I'm going with Stefanski to the Falcons. Man, that team got some weapons over there. Stefanski know how to use a tight end. Got Kyle Pitts. They got to get the quarterback situation figured out. It's going to be Kirk Cousins for a couple more years or whatever they're going to do with Penix or whatnot. But I'm gonna go with Stefanski to the Falcons. That team is talented. The Falcons got, and then more important, they're in a division that they can win. Like they can win that division. That division is weak. So I think Stefanski going to Atlanta. I want to go to Giants. If I was to pick first, I would have went Giants, but I'm going with Stefanski though. I like
Do you
Stefanski.
think that Kevin he fits that culture though?
Who
Kevin.
fits the Falcon culture?
Yeah.
I mean, what culture has they had? They've been bad. I mean, they really haven't done much the past couple of years. He can come bring in his own thing, you know. He can. I mean,
Mhm.
he's not no old coach or nothing like that. They got talent, and they in a winnable
Oh yeah,
division. They in a
they in the win.
winnable division. That
Yeah, they
division,
got
like
Bijan.
Panthers just won the division with what 7 wins, 8 wins, and they got talent. They just needed. They just needed. Like I can see the Falcons taking a big leap next year. They have a good free agency, have a good draft, and the Giants too. But I can see the Falcons easily turn around quick. They got talent. Ain't the issue in Atlanta. It's not talent. They got
Yeah.
plenty of talent.
What do you
For
think?
me, I got Jesse Minter in Baltimore.
Mhm.
Okay.
You know that's I mean the Harbaugh one, that's obviously it's self-explanatory. I mean there's, but for me, just being a little different is that Jesse Minter. The one that kind of confused me out of all of it, I wouldn't say it was the worst because obviously I said the Monken one because that makes absolute zero sense. Um, for me, the one that confused me the most was the Robert Saleh. You just got rid of a coach 2 years ago, you know, with Mike Vrabel, who had the same exact mindset. You bring in whoever the heck they had, you know, to fill in the gap, and now you bring in Saleh. I'm like,
With Brian Dable.
yeah, you know. So to me, that's just that it's not making sense. I mean, you went from a defensive minded coach, you had another horrible season, and you went back to a defensive minded coach. I mean, that makes absolute zero sense.
Yeah.
You know, they can't. I mean, they've got Cam Ward obviously there in Tennessee. You know, so they're going to try and build around him, but they just have so much that they need to fix. And I think Robert Saleh actually made a mistake by he should have stayed and figured out, told the Niners, hey, make me the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL. Because I think this is going to tarnish his credentials, you know, because he already had the big ordeal with couldn't do nothing with the Jets with no defense, even though they went and got Sauce, you know, in that draft, but now he's got nobody again in Tennessee.
You say he did nothing with that defense?
With the Jets?
Yeah, Jets were top 5 defense last year.
Yeah, Jets defense were pretty good.
Yeah, they were nasty.
Yeah, but as a head coach though, I'm not saying the defense. I'm talking about because of him being as the head coach. Him letting go. It's like because as the HC, you're getting credited on both sides. He was a good defensive coach, but on the offense side, what's he gonna do? There's some people we've talked about it here multiple times on the show. Some people should just stay as coordinators. Some people
Yeah,
should be head coaches. Some people should not be in the NFL, aka
right.
Chip
Chip
Kelly.
Kelly. Yeah, Chip Kelly.
I think we're all in agreement on that one, Chip Kelly. Um, you know, but like I said, I think this is just gonna hurt him, to the point where he will never get another chance if he's fired in Tennessee to ever become a head coach again.
I still
So
think you'll get at least one more try, one more whack at it. He'll go as a defensive coordinator somewhere again, and then he'll get one more whack at it.
I mean, but the problem is what happens when you're looking at head coaches. It's like if I was a head coach, I'd be like, okay, can I you know, interview in Buffalo where they have a chance, interview in Baltimore where you have a chance, figure out how to get those interviews with the teams that you have a chance to actually do something. Tennessee is going to be back where they're at again this next year.
That's what I'm saying. Like if he would have took those jobs and did a horrible job, then I can agree with you that he'll never get a shot again. But to go to Tennessee and fumble the bag, I mean, it's Tennessee. It's the Jets. Your expectations is not very high.
They
I mean, they're not looking to turn them around and take them to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl. It's just be competitive.
they
That's
need to figure out how to go broke on that 95. They got a $93.5 million cap space. They need to walk out of there at the end of the day. It's like, look, what's our cap space for next year? Be like, man, I'm in the negative.
yeah.
I mean, they need to spend everything to figure out how to upgrade in the off season, because the draft is not going to be able to help them. So it's it's one of those things. So I think that's what's going to be difficult for him there. So they need to break the bank and just start paying people to get the mindset in there and let Dable, lead Cam Ward. But I think that's the one that confuses me the most. I mean, I think Dable would have been better as the head coach. And Salah should have stayed in San Francisco at least for another year, considering the season that they had with the amount of injuries they had. I mean, you imagine if he had a full healthy season,
When
if the team had a full healthy season, imagine with that weak schedule that they. I mean,
when
this year.
no
I
no
mean,
like
Salah
when
already
are they
got
gonna when is the Niners gonna be healthy? They
after they
got
move away
they
from
got
the. They got
power
after they
plant.
move away from the power plant.
After they move away from the power plant.
They get away
That's what
from
I'm saying.
the.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, where they gonna be healthy, bro? Like, they have to move from the power plant first before we have that type of conversation.
you know. So I like I said, the Sailor one, that one is just it's a little confusing to me. I don't think it was the
Uh,
right time for him to leave as a head coach yet.
okay. Well, let's move on to Sarai's segment because it looks like Ken's getting bored since we're not talking about the Patriots.
Hey
Nah.
y'all, so introducing Rudy, our pet of the week. Rudy is a 3-year-old male husky. Rudy is also been neutered, vaccinated, microchipped, and he is also potty trained and crate trained. And he's a very playful and social dog. You can always visit us on our website at heartsandhows. Rescue.org. Hearts and House Rescue is a 501c animal rescue nonprofit out here based in Texas. The organization is a labor of love, fully powered by the passion, dedication of the incredible volunteers here. If you'd ever like to look at the adoptions, adoptable dogs or cats, we have Hearts and Meows as well. You can always visit the website again. You can scan that QR code, it'll take you straight to the adoption page. You can also make donations. It is tax deductible if you'd like to make a donation, or you can always visit their Amazon wish list and go ahead and purchase some supplies for the dogs.
Yeah, so if you like your dogs, go get your dogs, and if you like them kitties, you know where to get the kitties.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So with that, with our last portion, just to recap real quick. Obviously, we talked about the Super Bowl. We know next week we are going to be bringing content. We actually a few of us will be at Media Week, so you're going to be seeing content being released as soon as we get back from everything. But we will kind of be popping in and out with reels and all that good stuff. But of
It's
course,
sad Kendall
Wednesday,
won't be there to cheer on his team, man.
yeah,
His team
right.
made it to the
I
Super Bowl and
went
he ain't gonna be
last
there.
year, and if I would known we'd been here this year, I wouldn't have went last year. I'd have went this year.
You
Crazy.
see, you should have paid attention to the logo scheme. That was a catch.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to figure that out. Maybe once they release the logo, I'll give you a heads up. Be like, oh
I'm
no, they ain't
always
gonna
a
be there
step
this year.
behind.
Before we get out of here, though, Ken, what are some things that our viewers can look forward to if they want to check you out? They're a Patriots fan, New England Patriots fan. What are some things they can look forward to? Even when it comes to the Super Bowl, will you be doing watch parties? What type of things will you be
Yeah,
doing throughout the weekend
a
next
couple.
week?
I got some Seattle Seahawks guests coming on the end of the week and on to next week. So I'll be doing those shows on the Sportsline Media. Doing a watch party next Sunday, February the 8th. I think the Super Bowl starts at 6 o'clock Eastern, 6:30. So I'm gonna probably start there like 6 o'clock. I've been doing that all season for the Pats. So I'm gonna do that Super Bowl watch party. I'll probably bring that on Sportsline Media as well. Maybe me and DP might hook up and do that. And then I got a Seattle guest coming on next week. I might got one tomorrow night. Maybe not for sure yet, but I got a couple guests coming on. We're gonna talk some. He's a Seattle content creator. So we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl. And then next week, it's gonna be full throttle. All I'm doing, I'm going live like probably every day next week. So
Oh, dang.
just ready for
Media
next.
Week next week for Kim Pat Talk too. Check them out. Subscribe.
Yes,
Yeah, that would be cool if you guys if you team up with DP, you guys do a prime time
Yeah.
watch party. That'd be really cool because he'll be flying back in time to do prime time. So that'd be really cool.
Next week we doing a show here.
Next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So next Wednesday,
We will be live in Santa Clara.
yeah. So it's definitely going to be a good time, but it's going to be interesting. That is for sure. Because
I'm excited.
it hasn't happened that you get to see all of us in the same state, let alone in the same place. So we promise you guys, though we're not, we might have heated discussions here and we might get a little intense, but it's all out of love and fairness. We all love this game. We love sports, and that's
Caleb
a great
Williams
thing.
is a top 15 quarterback.
Yeah, in high school.
And Jalen Hurts is a top 5 elite.
And special needs.
Oh, I knew I got him with that one.
So anyway, but with that being said, we want to thank you guys for hopping on here on this lovely Wednesday night. We appreciate everyone that's hopped on here. Comments, messages, everything like that. Just remember, like, comment, share, subscribe across all social media platforms, and don't forget about each one of our shows. And with that being said, we want to let you all bid farewell. Peace out.
Let's go.
Go Hawks.
This segment is brought to you by Brian Martino Construction.